Hey everybody, it's Neil with the Dastardly Gentleman. And with me, I have Frank. Say hi, Frank.
Good evening.
And tonight for our podcast, we're going to talk to something very near and dear to some of our hearts. And that is, who do you think would win? So-and-so. But so-and-so. We're going to start by... okay. So, Kyle called me earlier today.
Okay, so.
Okay. And his his blood pressure was up here, you know?
Well, understandably so. I mean, heresy was being spoken.
Okay. Alright. I get it. Alright. Very passionate.
I don't think you do though. I don't think you get it at all.
Look, don't do this to me, alright? So we're gonna talk about who would win or who did win and stuff like that. So, anyways, he mentioned he had a discussion with one of the other gentlemen about Yoda and Darth Sidious.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna name names.
Yeah. Starts with a J and ends in an Osif.
Said that Yoda lost the battle in Star Wars Episode 3 to Darth Sidious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Frank?
He did not.
Tell me
Absolutely
all
did
about
not.
it.
So, the way that it was posited to me, and what Joe said was that basically in a strength contest, Yoda lost, and that's not really true. There are so many factors that go into this one battle, and one of the things that Kyle brought up, because one of the things that Joe cited as his reasoning that he lost in a strength contest was that whenever they were pushing against each other with the Force explosion threw Yoda across the Senate chamber. So, and Kyle has an excellent point. I mean, it really kind of comes down to force and mass. So, momentum hits both of them. Right. And then Yoda is, 2.5, 3-0. And he weighs maybe 60 pounds. Darth Sidious is 5'10" and weighs $180, $190. So if the same force is applied to both of them in equal measure and in equal direction, Yoda will fly farther given his body mass.
Right.
That's just fucking math, y'all. That's how the world at large works. Now, I don't think that, because to me, Darth Sidious didn't win, but he didn't lose, just like Yoda didn't really win and he didn't really lose. Because to a Sith, the only way that you win is the other guy is dead. Yeah. Period. Sith accept nothing short of complete dominance and victory and killing the other guy.
Right.
Now, during the conflict, the two guys, Yoda and Sidious fight, and and this is something that Kyle had mentioned, whenever the fight was over, Yoda kind of limped away, but you sure as hell didn't see Sidious sprinting off after Yoda.
Right.
And the reason being, because I think that if Yoda had been the last Jedi, there was absolutely no hope beyond Yoda, then he would have gone back and continued fighting. In the knowledge that, he's probably going to die. Or maybe he won't die. Maybe he'll win. But in Episode 3, we find out that he's been communing with Force ghosts anyway. Qui-Gon, he mentions in Episode 3 that there is something else greater coming. Something beyond Yoda, something that would bring balance to the Force, the Chosen One, etc. So Yoda knows, or it's plausible to think that at this point, Yoda knows that's coming, and his true victory, his true win, was not dying, not going over and actually fighting to the death in a potential grudge match with Sidious and losing. Whenever his true victory comes when surviving, and then having Luke come back. And with all the teachings that Yoda has, and that being his true victory. Passing on knowledge versus just raw, brutal power, which is what Sidious was trying to do. And Sidious, he didn't want to chase off after Yoda because there's a high chance that Yoda probably still could have killed him. So, I mean, he just became Emperor. I mean, he doesn't want to sacrifice everything to try to kill one Jedi. But he will spend the rest of the time that he is Emperor and Yoda's in exile hiring thousands of people trying to murder every Jedi, including but not limited to Yoda, for whom that he will probably send thousands of people to try to go find. Because he doesn't want to fight him one-on-one, because Yoda did almost kill him. Just like Sidious almost killed Yoda. So, I mean, like, why would you... He doesn't want to go personally confront somebody who's basically his equal on the opposite side. This is one of the reasons why you see, like, a lot of the other Darths end up dying in almost every case in Star Wars, because their hubris is like, you know what? I'm going to go fight that guy. I'm going to look him right in the eye, and I'm going to kill him. Oh, yeah? Yeah, Darth Maul? How's that working out for you? You super duper? You feeling a little bit light from the waist down, maybe? You know? I mean, the temerity that it takes to be like, you know what, I'm going to kill that guy myself. No, Sidious is like, no, fuck that. I'm going to send like 5,000 people to go fight him. I ain't going to fucking do it. Fuck it. I'm not doing it. I'm stay back here. I'm in my position of power. I could go my whole fucking life and never use the Force again. I mean, this is where I want to be. Fuck the Force. I mean, like, I have money, I got bitches, I got an army, I got an armada. Fuck it, I'm good.
I mean, yeah, and it also goes to show, like, I mean, you mentioned Darth Maul, how he was cool, which is what, if you watch the Clone Wars and watch Star Wars Rebels, you realize that he realizes that and now hates the Sith himself. I mean, yeah, you amp this dude up, you get him all fucking riled up, you train him in everything, all your fighting stuff, but you don't train him in the stuff like, I don't know, manipulation and, you know, secrecy and your grand scheme, basically. You
right.
tell your pupil, hey, we need to kill those guys because they're assholes. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go kill those guys. And you send them in, much like Jared did last night, you send them basically to their death. For a greater purpose down the road, because you're already, you know, you're playing 3D chess.
Right. I mean, like, and that's the thing. Both Yoda, this is also one of the reasons why I think the Sidious didn't follow after Yoda, and there were the reasons why Yoda didn't get back up and start fighting, because they're both playing the long game.
Right.
It's not about Sidious and Yoda. For Yoda, it's not about him. It's about the future. It's about the next generation that's going to pick up the torch and then carry it and keep the Jedi Order alive, and then ultimately defeat Sidious through the power of the light. For Sidious, it's about remaining in power for as long as humanly possible and finding a way to maintain that power while somehow stealing Darth Vader's semi-mechanical body, or finding someone that is the Force equivalent of Darth Vader to steal his body, their body, her body, his body, its body, whatever. Somebody's body's getting stolen. And that is his ultimate goal. And so he's playing the long game. He's playing the longevity game. His goal is to wipe out all the Jedi and then hope that he outlives them.
Right.
And now he's the undisputed heavyweight Force champion. So no, Yoda didn't lose. Yoda didn't lose, but he didn't win, just like Sidious didn't win. Sidious didn't win, but he didn't lose. Ultimately, though, I could actually posit and argue that Darth Sidious did lose because Yoda got away, making his victory that he lived, and that he managed to make it so that he could train the next generation of Jedi to come in, sweet child, to come and finish what he started. So Sidious's inability to finish Yoda is Yoda's victory, and the ultimate comeuppance for Yoda was being able to use his teachings to kill Sidious. What are you doing? Go to bed.
And I can concur with that. I mean, like when Kyle originally asked me, well, technically lost. I mean, but that was more so of didn't win. They both lost. I mean,
well, no, they didn't lose. They didn't win because, like, for a Sith, losing is dying. For a Jedi, winning has multiple layers. You know, I mean, like winning can be not dying. Winning can be achieving an ultimate goal that will solve a problem further in the future. Winning can be killing your enemy. But I mean, for a Jedi, there are many facets to winning, which is what makes like them resolving a conflict infinitely more complex than whenever a Sith solves a conflict. Because a Sith will solve the conflict scorched earth every time. I mean, like my only precept of victory is that my complete 100% dominance of everything that I survey. For a Jedi, it's more about balance. I didn't have to kill you. Now you have a chance to not be shitty. So let's try to not be shitty. Let's go with that.
You're lost the fight. Good green guy.
It's so mean.
Thanks for resubbing, Ryan. We love you.
Yeah, he totally didn't know. That's still my opinion.
Oh man. Oh, look at that. Frank's just subscribed.
Shut up. I didn't know I even could, so whatever.
You can subscribe as many times as you want. You should make some new accounts.
Oh no.
I was looking. This is not on topic, but I was looking at my bank statement today, and I'm like, why is it that Amazon keeps on taking $9 a month out of my bank account? I'm subscribed to this own channel here. So,
Good job. Good job.
I support
appreciate
us.
I appreciate your dineros. I promise to spend them in unwise ways.
All right, now
Sweet monocle collection.
now that we got that out of the way here,
Mm-hmm.
who do you think would win in a fight? Yoda and Sonic. That was the underlying discussion.
I find it fascinating that this even came up because I know that there are some people that their fanboyisms do not permit them to see anything beyond the confines of they would totally win.
Yeah, totally, my buddy.
Look, Sonic being super fast, he wears sneakers, not because he's trying to be hip or fashionable. He wears them for traction because otherwise he can't fucking be fast.
Yeah.
So if we know that he's wearing sneakers because he needs to have contact with the ground, then we know that he needs to be able to be touching the ground in order to move, right?
Yeah.
Locomotion by muscle strain. So then Yoda, being a Jedi and being a particularly effing powerful Jedi, could very conceivably lift the entire area around him into the air. So thereby denying Sonic the ability to touch the ground.
Yeah, you just lift him.
Yeah, he just lifts him, and then just, he could literally he could put his lightsaber down, pick up his walking stick, and beat Sonic to death like a fucking big blue pinata.
Hold on right there.
Boom, boom. I mean, it would be fantastic. It would be visceral, and I would pay for it. And I mean, like the bottom of my desk would be stained with my erection. So,
Gross.
no, it's not even my final form.
Listen, I pretty much said those exact words, so I agree. It's really hard playing devil's advocate to shit like this.
And I don't, because I know that the argument came up that what if Sonic gets all the gems and he goes Emerald first? I don't know what that means. Second, let's just say that does he become an actual Emerald person?
No, when he collects the Chaos Emeralds, he becomes Supersonic. Supersonic, and they've Death Battle's actually done this before. He becomes Supersonic. He becomes basically invincible. Fly. He can go faster than the speed of light. He's basically the Flash, but not quite, because the Flash
Is faster.
and can actually move every particle of his body.
Right. I mean, and if it was simply like a contest of basically who shot first, the Flash is going to win every time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's canon that the Flash is capable of sitting still and watching atoms like they were sitting still.
Yeah.
So I mean, his perception of time and then his ability to move through space at such an incredible rate is truly alarming. I mean, whenever you can perceive the universe around you and you can see the atoms as they move through the air and they are not moving, you are way too fucking fast.
Yeah, I mean, you literally travel through time pretty much. I mean,
He can bend light literally. Like he just go up, he sees the light, it's just sitting still, and he just like old Bugs Bunny cartoon, grab like the shotgun barrel and
I mean, some would argue that he's the most powerful DC character.
I feel like that is definitely possible. The only problem is that like whenever he gets to that unbelievable speed, he can only do it A, for a limited period of time. B, he can only do it in limited portions of his body. He personally couldn't move like whenever he vibrates himself or whatever to go through stuff. He can only do it with like his hands. He can't really do it for the whole body. He sure as hell can't do it for very long. So then there are some characters in the DC universe that would be incapable of being harmed by the Flash because he wouldn't be able to do that long enough.
Right.
I.e. Superman, Darkseid, Doomsday. Doomsday looking at him and be like, "Urgh," and then just like grab head, leg, and then don't get me wrong, it'd be funnier in hell, but he still wouldn't win, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean,
But Sonic ain't got no fucking chance. Even if he gets the Chaos Emeralds, I still don't think that he would. I mean, I think that he would have a run for his money. Let's go with that, because I think like the fact, I don't know, because like that's a video game. It's almost an unfair thing, being like in a video game, because like, well, it makes you invulnerable, which is a very cheap way for a developer to be like, we're gonna make it so like the player who's not super duper good can get through a lot of the stuff that's really effing hard.
yeah.
And then whenever you put it in the context of something that's, I mean, like I'm hesitant to use the term real, but that's closer to being real, like a person who actually like more or less obeys the laws of physics, if not like the entire natural order of the universe, like Yoda, where like he actually, he's basically got arthritis. That's why he's got the cane. I mean, he's got a bad back and he's old. And so then you're gonna get a character that is made temporarily invulnerable because of bad game design, and then you're gonna pit him against somebody who actually more or less obeys the laws of the universe. That's not really fair.
Well, yeah, and the weakness of Sonic when he is Supersonic is that it is a limited time thing. He has to keep rings on hand in order to sustain the form, and once he runs out of rings, he turns back into regular Sonic. You do not have to apologize, Steph. Thanks for joining us. And thank you. I worked hard on it. We worked hard on it.
The thing about like him being able to move faster than light, though, is that I don't think Yoda would have time to react. No matter how deeply in tune he is with the Force, and because I know that they did like in that battle they did Vegeta versus Shadow, and he got all the rings. But the difference is that Yoda doesn't have the tensile strength that Vegeta does. So I mean, like let's just say like Sonic moves at the speed of light and punches Vegeta. Vegeta's gonna swear a lot, probably maybe spit up like a tooth or something. But he's going to be basically okay,
right?
And realistically, Vegeta, Goku, etc. They've gotten to the point, especially now in canon, where they are fast enough practically to be at the speed of light.
Yeah.
So then you have Yoda, who again more or less obeys the laws of the natural world, and he is incapable of doing that. And so then you have, and again, does not have the tensile strength of Vegeta. So then you have Sonic moving at super speed at the speed of light. Even if he just gently brushed his hand along Yoda's cheek, Yoda's head would just come clean off.
Right.
I mean, at that speed. So I mean, that's literally not. I mean, and being invulnerable. It doesn't matter if it has a time frame, because all it has to be like, and then Yoda would just like evaporate in his clothes. I didn't know it made him invulnerable. So now I said that it makes him run super duper. If it made him run super super fast, I still think Yoda has the advantage because Yoda's smart. He uses minimal amount of effort to do anything because he doesn't believe in gratuitous displays of power. You can use the Force to just ankle hit Sonic when he's going at ridiculous speeds, and then Sonic would literally, through momentum, bury himself in the earth at incredible speeds and just turn into mush.
Let me clarify when I say invulnerable. He can't be hurt, but he can still be pushed back. Like there's been in Sonic Adventure 2, when you turn supersonic and you're literally in space, apparently you can breathe in a vacuum, or you can survive in a vacuum, so there's that. He's in space and he's fighting this like planet, or I can't remember what it was, but it has all these things that like you have to fly around and hit like with your stupid ball attack, but you can be pushed back by it if you don't hit it just right. So it's not like you're an unstoppable force. You just can't be hurt.
So then Yoda's advantage would still be pick him up,
wait.
Yeah, pick him up and wait. I mean, like he would basically, it would be another, like I said, Han shot first, because he'd have to basically like when he gets the emeralds, Yoda would have to pick him up immediately.
Well, yeah.
As soon as the fight starts, just pick him up immediately and then just sit down and wait.
Well, you also have to keep in mind that Yoda also has the power of premonition with the Force, so he can see that shit coming and prepare for it.
But here's the thing: even if like in comics, whenever Spider-Man fights Quicksilver, Spider-Man knows Quicksilver's there. He knows he's coming to attack. He goes to move out of the way, but Quicksilver is literally too fast. I mean, it doesn't matter how that split second, prognostication that he can make in order to get out of the way. It doesn't make any difference if he's still moving at like Mach 35.
Right.
Because like even if you have super agility and you know that it's coming, like if he's going to attack me from the left and then he starts to move, Sonic would literally be moving so fast it wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah.
Supersonic can also fly. Okay, well then it's officially, Yoda would not be able to win against Supersonic. He has too many bullshit video game advantages. It's not fair.
He can fly, but like
Yoda observes the natural order. He's a Jedi, damn it.
Dude, okay, so Yoda caught a fucking falling structure and held it there for a while. So how can you... Flying is still like you could still be held there with the Force until your shit runs out.
You'd have to do like a death battle thing where like you'd have to like measure the mass of things that Sonic is able to move while in supersonic and flying in order to determine what the amount of newtons he's able to move in a single moment. So that would determine how the pull that he's putting on Yoda's body.
As far as I know, it doesn't really increase his strength. Like I don't know. I maybe there's comics or some sort of source material that we could investigate, but it makes him invulnerable. It makes him, have an aura about him that usually one-shots lesser enemies on contact. And you don't see him picking up anything like special. Like he doesn't do anything special strength-wise when he becomes supersonic. So I don't think strength becomes a thing. But his flying force, that's a whole different story. I have no idea what the limits to his flying force is. Like talking torque at that point.
Right.
When you're fighting against telekinesis, basically.
Right. I mean, and it would have to determine like what is the mode of which that he can fly. So I mean, like, is it true flight, Superman style, or is it more like the Hulk? He's not flying. He is just jumping really fucking far.
No, he's flying.
If he's straight up Superman flying, then I don't know. It would have to depend on the level of strength. Would have to really depend on the amount of pull that he is able to produce while flying. Like it's like with Superman. For some reason, Superman's flight is almost directly correlates to the amount of strength he has, which there's no way to determine that. Because, like, we don't know how that kind of thing would work. So, I mean, like, we can just get, yes. It hovers in space, accelerates from zero momentum in midair. So, that would be a difficult sell for Yoda to be okay. But it would depend on the amount of force that he can exert on an object while in motion from flight.
So... Still hard to say. I mean,
right. I mean, my instinct tells me like with all of the bullshit video game advantages he has, I would say that he'd probably turn Yoda into dust. But it depends on how much force he can exert while in flight. Because if he can move in flight, that means that if Yoda picks him up, he can still move.
Right.
And if he can go from completely standing still to that ridiculous speed, zero traction with if it's his normal body force that causes him to move, then Yoda would probably be able to hold him in place. If he exerts more force than his body mass and enough to move, say, large objects like normal video game bullshit, then Yoda would be dragged along with him, probably into space.
Yes, I agree. I'm glad we figured that one out.
There's a lot of ifs. I don't know that much about Sonic. I never even finished the first game. I didn't like it that much. So,
I'm not an expert by any means, but I did play 1 and 2, and I also played the hell out of Sonic Adventure 2. But there's so many bad Sonic games out there.
So far as I can tell, starting at 1, they've pretty much all been bad except for the soundtrack. Because
Soundtrack is good.
casino level, like, burst my nipples. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Billy.
Oh, boy.
All right, so how about, since we're talking about fast characters, how about Quicksilver versus the Flash?
No contest. It's the Flash.
Same deal, huh? Quicksilver's just
Same deal.
really fast.
He's
Not
fast. He's fast, but he's not Flash fast. I mean, literally, nothing is Flash fast. It's just he's simply Quicksilver is fast enough to perceive people as standing still. Flash is fast enough to perceive light and atoms standing still. The level, I mean, like he's literally fast enough to go fucking back in time, not just like 5 minutes ago, but fucking years ago. He's fast enough to open up gateways between worlds. I mean, at this point, you are so fast, you are defying physics. You are defying natural life, natural order. That's the Quicksilver's like, look, I can run and I can hit a dude and I can hit my sister, if you know what I mean. But I can't hit that guy. He is way too fast.
Yeah, I think the way they illustrate him, and there's two. Oh, you're the comic book guy, but the two versions that we saw on the big screen were the X-Men version and the Avengers version.
Mm-hmm.
The X-Men version seemed to show a little bit more promise in terms of speed.
Sure.
But he still probably ran about 100 times normal, the speed of a normal person. But that's
Well, it's probably a lot more. He's probably went a lot faster than that because he was capable of running fast enough and just, I mean, really, because he stopped, which was weird. He was capable of running and existing fast enough that an explosion was moving at like a very, very slow crawl. But again, the Flash being capable of simply seeing atoms at a standstill and being able to just fucking touch one if he so desired is fucking nanas fast. Because I mean, Flash literally would be so fast to get in that building, get everybody out, make everyone a sandwich, put the fires out, get all the debris out, bury Havoc, pretend like he never existed, just like everybody else, fix the mansion, go outside, manicure the lawn, and then everybody would realize that a bomb went off.
yeah. I mean, that's pretty damn fast.
I mean, he is so fast. He could have gone back in time and stopped the thing from fucking blowing up in the first place.
Can you read what Steph said there?
I would say Quicksilver, honestly, because of the fact that Flash needs the Speed Force, while Quicksilver is a mutation within him. So there's a vulnerability. But yes, Flash is faster. Not really. I mean, he uses the Speed Force normally because it's part of his metahuman characteristics. I mean, you would call that, if he was Marvel, you would call that his mutation, because he is aware of and is capable of manipulating the Speed Force, just like Reverse Flash. What the fuck is his name? I can't even remember. Everyone calls him Reverse Flash. Anyway, just like Reverse Flash, because they did the exact same experiment. But he still can use it as part of his second nature, just like Quicksilver can use his mutation as part of his second nature, and both of them use it as part of their normal kit and or makeup. It's not like it's not like with Batman, like I had to put my utility belt on and now I can use my grappling hook. It's that it's always there. He's asleep, Speed Force. He's taking a shower, Speed Force. He's ordering takeout, Speed Force. Oh Lord.
So
yeah, Speed Force sounds like the beginning of like a really, really fast metal song.
sounds like Dragon Force's songs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, looks like the Screw Attack Death Battle did an 18-minute video on it, so I don't know. They apparently think it's worth discussing.
We can't play the video because then the people are gonna know they got to go watch the Screw Attack video.
They should. It's a good video. That's a good channel.
It is an excellent channel.
After watching all of our videos.
Yeah, watch all our videos and then you can watch Screw Attack videos. That's your homework.
look, I mean, you're not wrong, Steph, but to be fair, Frank's got us beat hands down because he does literal research. So, um, I can ask him questions. I can just spitball theories, and he'll be like, "No, I read that one already." So it's
I
actually this.
love when people do it though, because I love being able to talk about it. So yes, we are such nerds to know this stuff, and we are such nerds that we enjoy discussing it at such extreme length. So bring me another.
Bring me another.
Bring me another.
All right, all right. So let's see here. Did you get into Dragon Ball Z at all?
Yeah, I watched Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. There's constant debate over the first time when Goku and Vegeta fought.
Mm-hmm.
Who won that fight?
It kind of, to me, it's almost like the same thing with like the Yoda thing, you know, like neither one of them really won. Vegeta feels like he lost, and I guess acknowledging that you lost is your loss. So if you go by that same train of thought, because he didn't beat the Christ at a Goku, and that was his goal, and if he acknowledges that him being sent back broken was his failure and his loss, then I would say that Goku won by Vegeta's wounded pride and his inability to complete his mission, and the fact that he feels like he lost that fight.
But that's the thing, though. It's like, okay, so he's got his pride, yeah, and he feels like he lost, yeah, but it wasn't like one versus
It wasn't
one.
a fucking Roman triumph. I mean, like, yeah, but that doesn't matter to Vegeta in particular, because I mean, he would never accept losing. Period. I mean, like the only way that Vegeta feels that he's won is if at the end of the day you're space dust and he's laughing, and like anything short of that is not success. It's just like Darth Maul. I mean, luckily it's not like Darth Sidious, because Darth Sidious, like I said, played the long game. Darth Maul is like, either I'm dead or you're dead. If I'm dead, you won. If you died, I won. If we both walk away, I lost. So I mean, like, it's the same thing, because I mean, like, he only has one condition for victory, for true victory, and that's the other person is dead.
Right.
I mean, and that goes throughout the entirety of DBZ. Everyone he fights, he has to kill them.
No, that's not true. It's not true at all.
Okay, well, he kills Jace, Ginyu, Raccoon. Well, he doesn't kill Ginyu. I guess Ginyu gets transformed into a frog. But I mean,
there was a point, yeah, definitely
Dodoria.
between the Saiyan Saga and the Namek Saga. Yeah, he wanted to murder people, and he killed a lot of people doing so. But in the later, like the Android Saga, he started to do that shit again. He killed a couple androids, but after that he stopped killing people, really.
Okay, now Ryan does bring up a good point. He says, "Excuse me, no, Vegeta absolutely won the fight against Goku to Gohan, Krillin, and Yajirobe, interrupting the fight afterward to get Vegeta's fleet." That's true. So I mean, like, if you go by that context, I was thinking about the entire conflict, the entire thing from beginning to end, between when he lands to him fleeing. And I wasn't thinking about just the specific fight between Goku and Vegeta, in which case Vegeta completely won.
Yes.
Vegeta won, and he stood victorious over Goku. It would have been his victory, but then, like Ryan says, you had Goku, Krillin, and Yajirobe that fought him again afterwards, whenever he was already weakened. It's like when I play Warhammer, and I've killed 10,000 greenskins, and I keep losing, like, I'm only losing like 150 guys every battle, but I have to keep fucking doing it, and eventually I'm like, I have no one left. I have killed the entire continent's greenskins, and there's going to be like one army of 500 dudes that's going to fight like my remaining 30 guys, and then I'm going to lose, and that's going to be my fucking loss. Oh God! I got knifed by Yajirobe.
Got your tail cut off, and you got sliced in the back.
Yeah. So no, in which case I give that one completely right. He is absolutely correct.
Yeah, I feel the same exact way. Every time I read any forums or any debate, and oh no, Goku won, dude. 4v1 for one, for two.
Right. I mean,
he was on the ground. He was spent.
And I mean, I didn't think of it that way. Like, so I thought about like as the entire conflict. In which case, like I said, you would actually have to give it to, I guess, Earth's defenders, not specifically Goku. But I mean, like whenever it was Goku v Vegeta, that is not a good look for Vegeta. When it was Goku v Vegeta, I mean, it absolutely was Vegeta's win because Goku's dick was straight up in the dirt.
Oh yeah, he literally, like I said, he was laying there, 0 energy left. Fucking Vegeta was a giant ape. He literally just had to go like this.
Yeah, I mean he was, but you know, as usual with Vegeta, hubris, you know, and it was he wanted to toy with him.
Yeah,
because he's a big fucking dummy. He couldn't just like play the head crushing game with Goku.
Okay, so I'm glad we got that figured out. But yeah, you're right. As far as the total rivalry or conflict is concerned, that's still kind of up for debate. I mean,
well, Vegeta feels like it shouldn't have mattered, but right. I mean, like realistically, it completely matters.
Absolutely. I mean, it really matters because of the fact that, I mean, come on, you don't. If it were a tournament, you don't just be like, all right, guys, come help me out, like. But
yeah, everyone, get in here.
I can't beat him on my own. Come on, guys. But, oh god, I'm having seizures. Gallic gun. Well, there's that
flasher gun.
But yeah, as far as like the whole series is concerned, after that one fight, Vegeta was always like one giant step behind Goku. Period.
Right.
From then on out, he was always one step behind. And that kind of pisses me off because I like Vegeta. He's my favorite character. He had that shit in the bag.
He's a lot of people's favorite character.
What are you trying to say? I'm not special?
Well, I mean, no, you're not. But he is a lot of people's favorite character anyway.
Whatever.
I'm sorry, you're not a special snowflake. I apologize. I'm not that sorry.
I know you're not that sorry. You don't care.
I spent a lot of my time not being that sorry. So deal with it.
So there has been, I think we talked about this in the last time we did this podcast, or did this. Okay. The last time we had this type of discussion, and one of the biggest ones that, and they've done it a couple times, freaking Death Battle with Screw Attack, the Goku versus Superman
right
fight. And there's, fanboys come out of the woodwork and pissed off because Superman wins. Spoiler.
Honestly, rightly so, because like what they pin their victory on is horseshit. And to me, as like a person with the ability to critically think, I find it extremely offensive that the video was that fucking long for such an absolute dog shit conclusion. Because there's a line that Wonder Woman says when she's talking about Superman, and like they go into like the quintillion tons and whatever, and they really break down how strong Superman is, how strong Goku is, when it turns out to them it doesn't fucking matter, because Wonder Woman says one passing fucking line where it's supposed to be all like, highbrow Hopi and whatever, that Superman is as strong as he needs to be.
Right.
And that's what they use to determine that literally there's nothing that Goku can do. There's no way that he can be strong enough. He can blow up a whole fucking planet. He could go out and he could push a planet. And it wouldn't make a goddamn bit of difference because Superman will always be stronger no matter what. Fuck you.
So yeah, okay, that makes
sense. That
is
stupid.
They based it on a single cliff note, and that was just, it could have been interpreted any which way,
Well, I mean, how dumb is that to have a video that's 30 fucking minutes long explaining the approximated math of how much strength Superman contains at his maximum and how much strength Goku contains at his maximum, to have it literally boil down to one fucking line.
Right.
And like they tell you the line, obviously at the very end, like after Goku's like laying like all in pieces and whatever. That's stupid as shit because it's like if they had put that during Superman's little blurb thing and been like, he's as strong as he needs to be, well, turn it off because he's gonna win. I mean, I can see it already.
Yeah.
I mean, they made special attention to bring up that one line. So now, I mean, you might as well not even bother. You might as well not even bother watching it.
I agree. I mean, that was pretty lame. The video was amazing, but their
videos are great, but I mean, like the reasoning behind it was terrible, and like I said, the video was so effing long for literally no reason. It could have been a 4-minute video, 30 seconds. I'm being Superman's as strong as he needs to be, and then just Goku getting his shit pushed in.
Yeah, I mean,
like, cool, I mean.
Sweet
vid, bro.
It's interesting how they do their stuff, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Death Battle here. It's interesting how they do their stuff because a lot of it is like stipulation and like, well, this is how this character would react in this situation, which I guess you kind of have to do. But like,
sure,
in their first video, Goku versus Superman, you've got, they're destroying Metropolis. That's how you do.
Right? Didn't you watch Man of Steel?
Yeah. And then one of the buildings blows up and there's some kryptonite in there. And Superman starts, doing his thing. Feeling faint.
Getting all sick. He's got the vapors. He's got the vapors like Greta Garbo.
And then they're like, well, if this were the situation, Goku would blow up that kryptonite.
He totally would, though, because Goku's fucking dumb like that.
Yeah, well, Vegeta would do the same shit, too.
Well, yeah, but there's a difference. Vegeta's doing it because he's an asshole, and he wants you to beat you at your best because he wants you to know true despair. Yeah. Goku's going to do it because he wants to fight you at your best because he wants to have a good match.
Yeah.
I mean, like, in this case, motivation is a lot of everything.
That is true.
Also, I'm watching this video, and again, I'm trying not to watch it, but I can't help it because I'm
actually haven't watched this one. Second one.
This is like I don't updated. Look, Superman's gonna win again, and that's what makes me so mad because like this video is cool, and it's neat to watch, but I'm seeing Superman do literally shit that he would never do.
Well, let's get spoilered real quick. Yep, I think Superman won.
Telling you. Obviously, because again, he's as strong as he fucking needs to be.
Something about suns. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, anyways, so.
I'm going to keep that way Jerry knows how far away we are from the sun.
Well, I mean, what would you talk about now, Frank? What would you like to see one day? Like, it probably like never gonna happen, but like hypothetical.
I don't know, but I mean I can talk about like the different death battles that I think were fucking stupid.
Give me one.
I mean, easy one, recent one, Batman versus Black Panther. That was dumb as shit.
I didn't see that one. Tell me about it.
I mean, it's retarded. So like Black Panther, he's literally been touched by a god. His entire family line. They're like Hercules. They're demi-humans. They're demigods. They're not even human. So he has like he has advanced strength, advanced speed. He's got enhanced senses. He's got a full suit from top to bottom, covers his eyes, covers the bottoms of his feet, all over him of vibranium.
Right.
I mean, like that's his thing. And again, super fast, super strong. And then there's Batman, who is a guy. And they don't. And the thing about Death Battle is that it's whatever you have, whatever Batman normally has on him. It's not because Batman and Spider-Man, their thing was always preparation.
Right.
I know my enemy. I'm going to go in with the right tools in order to be able to defeat him. I'm going to be able to formulate a plan and then go in and then win, if given time. Batman. But since they don't do that, that's not how the show works. Of course, it's going to be fucking Black Panther. That's not even a question.
Right.
There's nothing that Batman keeps on his standard utility belt that will be able to punch through the vibranium.
No, absolutely.
I'm like, that's dumb. I mean, and the fact that he's also literally, again, a fucking god. So, or he's a demigod. So, I mean, like this is a non-thing. I mean, this is extremely stupid. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm even watching it. One of the other ones that they did a DBX, the Death Battle quick versus, like in a minute or whatever. Like, there's not really like a lot of research or whatever. They did Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece versus Mr. Fantastic. And I'm like, of course, Mr. Fantastic isn't going to fucking win. Just because they both stretch doesn't mean the same thing.
Right.
I mean, Luffy can literally punch down a fucking mountain. I mean, Mr. Fantastic makes spaceships and shit.
He's a scientist.
Does he look like a big fighter to you? There's a reason why they're the Fantastic Four, not Mr. Fantastic and the Goofy Bunch. You know, I mean, like, he's not fucking leading the charge. Jesus. I mean, Luffy would probably one-shot the Thing. So, I mean, like, let's be real. That was like a stupid pairing. It was a dumbass fight. I hated it. And then they did Darth Vader versus Doctor Doom. Again, that's not fair.
Right.
Darth Vader has no fucking chance. Zero. I mean, like, the level of mysticism and science built into Doctor Doom is fucking unprecedented. I mean, there's no physical force that could crush through his armor. It is literally enchanted by fucking demons and sigils. There's nothing Darth Vader could do because, again, like Yoda, he lives with a physical force. It's not mystical. It's not magical. It is a pure physical presence, as opposed to Doctor Doom, which is straight up magic. So, yeah. I mean, like, of course Darth Vader can't get through his armor. Of course, I mean, and Darth Vader and Doctor Doom straight up uses magic. So again, if it was the Force, Darth Vader could block it. But guess what? It's not. It's fucking magic. So it goes through the Force like no fucking problem because it isn't there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know what they're basing it on. They're basing like, so two dudes who stretch fight, two guys wearing armor fight. These, just because one person looks like spoilers for America in 2018, just because one person looks like another person doesn't mean they're the same person.
Well, I mean,
boom.
You have to give them a little bit of a break, though. I mean, if you think about it, most of the stuff that they do is suggested by fans at this point.
I get that.
So,
but I mean, at the same time, I guess, like, I would look at it and be like, that's dumb.
Like, no, I'm not doing that.
They did, was it Superhero Beatdown does like one that's very similar, but they do live action stuff. And one of the ones that they did, anytime that Deadpool appears, I just roll my eyes. A, because I don't like Deadpool. B, because, you know, whenever they put Deadpool, they never put Deadpool against like a semi-omnipotent character, say like Superman.
Right.
Because, you know, he has no chance. Just conversely, when they put the characters they put Deadpool against also have no chance. It doesn't matter how much better those characters are than Deadpool, not as characters, but like physically. Like they did Deadpool versus Deathstroke. Right. Deathstroke's faster, stronger, smarter, has better focus, more training. You know, has a higher kill count. He's got like he can see better. He can formulate plans way ahead of Deadpool. But he literally cannot do enough damage to Deadpool to kill him.
Yeah.
I mean, Slade Wilson even has regenerative abilities very similar to Wolverine, but they're not Deadpool fast.
Right.
And he can't. I mean, you could cut Deadpool's fucking head off, and he will be fine.
Right.
And that's what annoys me whenever they put Deadpool against a character like Deathstroke, where it's like, well, of course he's not going to win. Yeah, Deathstroke can empty out his entire arsenal and cut him to pieces. Who would win? One Galactus-sized squirrel or one squirrel-sized Galactus? Squirrel-sized Galactus. Squirrel-sized Galactus because his Planet Eater is still the same size. They put Deadpool. I like the video they did where it was Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie. I thought that was funny. Pinkie Pie from Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony.
Oh yeah.
Because their theme is that they're both fourth wall breaking.
Oh. Well, I mean,
and they didn't even fight. They just walked around and broke fourth wall and everything, and just partied. They literally threw a party for themselves. It was actually pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. I mean, like the whole fourth wall breaking thing. That power itself is just ridiculous. I mean, it's nice that, I don't know. Maybe you can elaborate on it because maybe I don't know, but the limitations about the fourth wall breaking that Deadpool does is he's crazy, you know?
Right.
So he doesn't, he sees it as, or he experiences it as like a voice in his head. And
Right.
he kind of like agrees with it sometimes and does stuff with it. But if he wanted to, he could literally look at the animator and say, "Don't draw Superman because I want to win." You know, like
Yeah, I mean, and he does stuff like that on a regular basis. So I mean, like that is arguably like one of his superpowers is the fourth wall break, which pisses me off because then anytime like I see Deadpool in a comic, I'm like, unless like the writer is trying to actually make like a quasi serious story, and then like you see Deadpool sort of like as like a side, a side character that just sort of like comes in and out, and you're like, okay, that's acceptable.
right.
I'm okay with a little bit of goofiness. I can only handle a little bit of Deadpool comics at a time because I don't find Deadpool to be very interesting because he is basically 4chan in comic book form.
Yeah, he's a joke character.
He's 100% joke character. He was designed to be DC's answer to Deathstroke. And it's, I mean, DC made a very strong, serious, and really awesome like cyborg ninja type character in Deathstroke that had like a fantastically fleshed out background and was just like a well-rounded character, and I absolutely love him to death. And then they're like, let's just make a guy that's fucking retarded. And we're gonna, I mean, like, so you have Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, and then you have Wade Wilson, Deadpool, and I'm like, you guys aren't even trying to pretend. You're not even trying to pretend like it's not the same fucking character. They're the same goddamn outfit. They have practically the same powers. I don't like you.
Big old middle finger.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, I like the movie. The movie is actually much more easy for me to deal with than the comics were by a country mile.
Right.
I found them actually I found them to be not nearly as absurd as the comics.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I mean, because like I actually thought it had a good story. I mean, and they actually kept it grounded with an actual story, which was not something that you normally find in a Deadpool comic. In Deadpool comic, there is no story. He's just fucking around for like 300 pages, and you're like, this is dull. That's why I can't do it. I can't. Right. I don't care because like like every chapter is different because he's just doing fucking whatever. It doesn't. He has no plan whatsoever.
I mean, well, yeah. You look at the first Deadpool movie. There was a plot there. I mean, it was his origin story, and it was he was trying to get the girl, and he was just first. I mean, he was just discovering what he could and couldn't do.
Uh-huh.
But like, I don't know. It's even freaking Ryan Reynolds, and midway through the movie, is like, look. Fourth wall inside of a fourth wall break. That's like 16 wall breaks. And it's like, he knows he can do it. Like, just...
Right.
I'm just going to flip the page here. Easy peasy. But you look at it in like the Deadpool game. Have you ever played the Deadpool game?
I watched some of it. I didn't play it.
Well, even in the Deadpool game, like, right in the beginning, he discusses the rules of the game and the rules of limitations. He literally says, look, I'm going to level with you. If I did everything that I could possibly do in the comics and in the movies that I did in this game, this would be one fucking boring game. So, I can actually die, okay?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they acknowledge it. They acknowledge it's ridiculous. And I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, there's so many verses that would be interesting to see. I like unstoppable type characters that end up fighting each other.
Yeah.
And to kind of like see like, who comes out on top. But I mean, like, ultimately it's determined by fan interest because, fans like both, you don't want to piss both people off. So like, you don't really pick one. And I think sometimes I think that's kind of it's kind of a wussy way to go.
Yeah, it's fence sitting.
Somebody should die.
The old fence sitter. You don't wanna anger the masses. Shut up.
Yeah.
Do it.
I would like to see any Old Republic Darth versus Darth Sidious or Vader. let's just say Darth Malak versus Darth Vader. I really, truly think Darth Vader would probably be like, I'm going to die.
Think so?
Because, dude, all of the characters in the Old Republic that were Force sensitive seem to be assholes and elbows more powerful with the Force than literally everybody in primary Star Wars canon. There were the Sith Emperor by himself was ridiculously overpowered. There was the Council of Nine that made an entire planet commit suicide through Nightmare.
Oh.
I mean, these are like bad fucking people, and I've said it before, but the Sith in the Sith in the Old Republic are so fucking evil. They make Darth Vader look like a Sunday school teacher, and I don't feel like they're even like I feel like he is not even as close to powerful as a lot of the Old Republic Sith were. Like Darth Malgus. I mean, Darth Malgus was unreasonably powerful. I mean, Satele Shan could probably kick the shit out of Darth Vader. She stopped a goddamn lightsaber with her hand.
That's badass.
With the Force. I mean, that's insane. I mean, like, Vader wouldn't even know what to do with that. He'd be like, stick. Why are you not dying?
I don't know,
that's,
man. Like,
that's when he realized that every time that he swooshed it at people, that they just laid down for him because they felt bad.
yeah, but so the Old Republic. I mean, I tried to play through Knights of the Old Republic, and I think the clunky system just killed me. I couldn't do it, even though it was a very good storyline. Okay.
No, I was scratching my ear. Sorry.
And I really wish that just the Old Republic would have actually been better. Then I would have played the shit out of that. But I don't know a whole lot to go off of. But I could say this much. I mean, there's even like The Force Unleashed, for example, which isn't technically canon, but neither is the Knights of the Old Republic.
Correction: the Old Republic is actually canon.
Is it canon by Disney standards? Is it? Yeah.
They said because it occurred so long ago, it is canon.
Oh.
They had Darth Revan and Darth Revan and Darth Bane were both in the Clone Wars.
Oh.
Korriban was in the Clone Wars.
Oh.
Yoda goes to Korriban. I'm like, when that episode came on and Yoda like descends on Korriban, I was like, oh, no. And then he actually like he talks to the two Sith Lords in their tombs, and like one of them was Darth Bane. He identifies himself as Darth Bane. I was like, that's awesome. And the other one starts talking, and it's just a mask. I was like, that's fucking Revan. I was like, it was amazing. I mean, like that was a life altering experience. Dude, this game, fuck this game, because like it's so good at making cinematics that make you super, super care. Like
right.
You really, really, really want to like play the game, and you want to get into it, and you want to do all the things. But then the game fucking sucks. Like the gameplay sucks assholes. But the videos are so cool. Like the new expansions, they're so incredible, and they make you really feel, and you're like, man, this would be a great movie. This is the Star Wars movie that we really should have had.
Right.
And then you play the game, and you're like, wow, this is super fucking boring. And I don't care. And there are these side quests, and that's cool. But I mean, like, can we just have the story? I mean, I don't even want to do like the side quests that are optional here. Like in Knights of the Old Republic, there was some side quests, but it was pretty much just main quest. You played the main quest and the main storyline, and that's great. There are side things that you can do, but there's not a ton of them. But being that this is trying to pretend like it's an MMO,
right.
Well, I mean, like they load it with fucking side quests so you can level. I wish that they would up the amount of experience that you get for each mission, so that you like basically power level through it. And if you don't want to follow the story, you don't fucking have to. Or if you don't want to follow the story, you don't have to. But if you don't want to do the side quests, you extra especially don't have to do those, because if they're making you do the goddamn story or making you do the goddamn side quests, they're fucking retarded, and I don't like them. I don't feel like they give anything, and they don't really like give your character like any kind of like real fleshed out feeling anyway. I mean, you get like it's just an opportunity for you to like get some like dark side or light side points, but pretty much all the options are just about the same every time.
Yeah,
The only unique options that you ever get are when they're in the actual story.
that's what I think that's what turned me off the most about that game, bigly. It was. I actually really liked the story. I really liked character design and everything about it, except for two big things. One, it got really grindy at about level 18. And then it didn't matter if you went light side or dark side. All that mattered was character looked a little bit different, and you could wear different clothes. Like
right in the beginning, it sort of made a difference because like like you said, like you could choose to wear like the dark robes. If you're like, so if you went Jedi, you could be a dark Jedi. You could go dark side like the whole goddamn way, and you could have all these dark side points, and like your character would get all gray, and you get the yellow eyes. You could use a red and yellow lightsaber, or a red lightsaber, and that's awesome. I love that. And then they changed it. You can just use whatever color you want, so you could be full on Sith warrior and use a blue lightsaber.
right.
I'm like, that is dumb.
Yeah, very dumb. It ruined everything because like I was working really hard to make a dark Jedi and didn't fucking matter. Nothing mattered. Nothing fleshed out for that path I wanted to take was there. It was just cool. You earned a whole lot of dark side points. Here's a cool robe.
One of the cool moments that we had, because I wore a gray robe at the time, and I made it because I made a Jedi to play with Kyle, and he was like Frank, let's go do these quests, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then we had like a quest or some shit like that, and you had the different options, and one of them was like kill the guy that was let him go. Kyle was going full Jedi because he likes being full Jedi, and then you do a dice roll to determine who wins to make the choice. And I chose to kill him, but you didn't say anything, and like this was the first time Kyle and I had ever been around each other, and then we got to the quest, and then like you push in the thing, and then like my character is like, no, you're done, and then he goes steps back, busts out his lightsaber, and it's red, and Kyle's like, oh no.
That's not the Jedi way.
I fucking struck that dude down, and it was awesome. I mean, that was probably literally the only cool moment that happened in that. Except I played a Vanguard trooper on our PvP server, and I built him to be a tank, and oh my god, was he. I tell you what, there was a lot of satisfying moments where like the whole room lights up full of lightsabers, and you're the only motherfucker in there with an assault rifle, and you straight up charge the benches, knock a dude down, pull out a knife, and then stick a Jedi or a Sith while he's on the ground. That was awesome. But that was literally the only really kind of cool part in the entire game for the differences between the two. I mean, it's got some cool story moments. I hated the flying intensely.
Yeah, it was on a rail and it was
in that game.
stupid.
I mean, I'm like, that's dumb. I don't know who decided to do that. I would like to see. I mean, I'd like to see it because I think it'd be funny. I would like to see the Sith Emperor versus Palpatine. Because it would be like, I will show you what true evil looks like. It'd be like the guy who wrote the Satanic Bible trying to control Diablo.
Yeah.
And be like, you think you're evil. You don't know evil. I'll show you evil.
That'd be pretty. Just for imbalance.
Right. I mean, just because it would be amazingly funny to watch. Like Palpatine's like, and then the Sith Emperor is like, just brushes his hand aside, and Palpatine literally turns into dust or darkness, and he disconnects him from the Force, eats all the Force energy that's in Palpatine, and then just imprisons Palpatine forever. Like he does that. I mean, like the Sith, if he really doesn't like somebody, the Sith Emperor will imprison you inside of a stasis cube forever.
Cube.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Judge Dredd ISO cubes. He just puts you get into like basically a coffin, and then you're just there forever, and he will not let you die.
That's jacked up.
Because he is a bad man. I'm sure that surprises you, but he is a bad man.
Ew. Well,
you know what I'd like? I would like to. We should talk about. I want to actually briefly. I want to talk about character team ups.
team ups.
Yeah. Actually, I would like to see. Well, I'd like to see a literal marriage between Arthas and Elsa.
Yeah.
Dude, I was watching Frozen with my daughter the other day, of which I would like to point out she pronounced very long and loud to anyone who would listen that she is obviously Princess Elsa. And I was thinking, how has nobody written a fanfic of Arthas and Elsa getting hitched yet?
I'm pretty sure they have. Did you Google it?
I hope. I have not. I'll let you do it. I'll let you Google it. I think that would be awesome. Not to mention super hot. Actually, be super cold technically, but.
That's weird.
There has to be some. I would love it if there was.
Yeah.
What is this?
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Whoa,
Whoa,
whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait, what?
Is this just a trailer to Frozen? Is that what you're going with right now?
No. Supposed to be
Can't
some
believe
stuff.
you've done this.
Wow, that's garbage.
Wow. I'm really glad that you bothered to bring that up. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, so I don't know. I mean, good. I think we're good. Let's
No.
you
Give me something new.
You want something new?
Bring me a subject. Are we gonna go right? Are we gonna go to Reddit? Are we gonna go to Reddit?
I was gonna go to Reddit.
Let's go to Reddit.
Reddit.
And if I think of something else, I'll let you know.
Okay, sounds good. Da, 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 da.
That's for you, baby. Oh
yeah.
my god. Oh my god, that picture is awesome. But they're fighting now. Let's fucking. Also, this is just Arthas. This is Arthas the Death Knight. This isn't even Arthas the Lich King. That is cool though. I would like to point out that Frostmourne is way too small though.
Is it like a little dagger?
Yeah, I mean it's like a short sword, you know, or like a long sword, not like the full on bastard sword that Arthas normally carries. He swings that thing like it weighs a bazillion pounds.
Yeah, because it probably does.
Damn, this thing's heavy.
All right, so let's see.
I imagine that Roseanne's probably top on Reddit right now.
Let's actually not. They're over it already.
Wow, that was fast. It's like not even 24 hours.
Well, California Senate voted to restore net neutrality, so I think we're doing it on a state level now.
Well, that's good.
I mean, we got 2 states already that have overturned it and are doing their own net neutrality.
Thank you, Confederacy.
Oh man. Let's see. YouTube live streamer arrested on stream for text-to-speech bomb threat at University of Washington.
Wow. Ryan, I'm sorry. It's very cool.
Blummy.
Thank you very much for providing it. It's actually pretty cool. I'm actually gonna look for porn now. It closed on me. Bastards.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
No, shut up.
Ooh, here's a good one. This is a good one. You ready?
Yeah.
Australian police faked 258,000 breath tests. Shocking breach of trust.
It's not that shocking.
So,
I mean, honestly, it's really not that shocking.
no? I mean,
Well, I mean, like, okay. I mean, like, what do they get out of it? You know, I mean, like, sure, okay. So you did a bunch of you faked a bunch of breath tests. Okay, so like, are they saying like they faked breathalyzers in order to get people arrested? Is that what we're going with, or is it just like a statistic that they just made up?
I'm thinking so. There was this. Okay, we talked about it before. There was this lady that had, like, she was a forensic scientist, and when I say forensic scientist, there are air quotes. Because she just marked everything as positive because she said it was much faster that way.
Well, that is definitely true. That is definitely true. You know what? Good job. Good job finding the fast way to do it.
So the whole thing of forensic science, it kind of pisses me off because got these conspiracy theorists out there. They're like, forensic science is bullshit. It's a thing, but only if you have.
Sometimes it's bullshit though.
Sometimes it's bullshit when you have somebody faking the results. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean it's weird how that works. Whenever like you can't trust something because you literally can't trust the person doing it. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes absolute sense.
Oh, okay, so they falsified the breath tests.
So they're using them like to incriminate people.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, a whole lot of people are gonna get their records expunged.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being like one of the few Australians who isn't drunk in the middle of the day, getting pulled over, and them having them actually fake your breathalyzer and being like, "Look, the first time I haven't actually had anything to drink before noon, and now you're gonna fake my fucking breathalyzer? That's horse shit." Or whatever the Australian equivalent of horse shit is. Dingo poo poo.
Bollocks.
There you go. I just feel like it's not fair to the 2 or 3 people in Australia who don't drink before noon.
Right? I mean, they're trying.
They're trying, God love them.
Alright, here's a good one. Ambien maker to Roseanne. Racism is not a side effect of our drug.
No, but fucking verbal diarrhea is.
Like, everything else is.
Having neurons in your brain misfiring because your drug woke you up like halfway through, and then being like, blah blah blah, racism, Trump wins, Kafefi. I mean, that is a side effect. So nice try to dodge that shit though.
Right.
Fucking dummies.
Come on now, that's pretty weak.
It's like racism. Yeah, you're right. Racism technically is not a side effect. Breaking down people's inhibitions because like they are basically super duper high on your creepy ass drug, and it has been known for sleepwalking, sleep talking, etc. practically being an induced like fully functioning coma. That is, however, totally a side effect and your fault. So deal with that. Figure that out. Racism's not a side effect of Ambien.
Oh, that's a witty blurb.
That I mean, like that honestly, that actually makes me more mad than Roseanne.
Oh yeah, it does to me too. That's
Well, I guess also just because with Roseanne, it's like oh man, Roseanne treated out like the thing that's super racist. Well, of course she did.
yeah. I mean,
like, what did you expect her to do?
like it's not like people are like, like no, yeah, that sounds about right. That's what people are saying.
Did you think that like she was gonna be like oh, I just heard at President Obama, happy birthday. This shit would not happen. I mean, of course she's gonna say something fucking horrible or something super duper racist. That's Roseanne. Sorry, she's always been that way.
And
She's not your TV ma'am.
let's see. I think we're good, dude. Unless you want to talk about the new tariffs.
What, on steel?
Yeah.
To Canada?
Which, by the way, Canada is hitting back dollar for dollar.
So what are they putting a tariff on? 'Cause I imagine it's not steel because that'd be stupid.
It is steel and aluminum. Which, if you think about it, most of the factories in Canada that do aluminum and steel are American companies. So
Yeah. So well done.
yeah,
Well played. Well played.
I mean, first of all, it's screwing over our companies that are over there avoiding,
Sure.
taxes and stuff, which I can appreciate. But
Maple syrup and mousses. Sweet Canadian trio rock bands.
what? I feel like you're
Dude.
being specific about something.
I feel like you obviously don't know who the fuck I am, and you don't know who Rush is. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna leave. Bye, y'all. I'm leaving. He doesn't love me anymore. Sorry. Bye.
You come back.
All right, but only because it's nice. but I'm still mad at you.
Okay. Listen, I know who you're talking about.
You did. Okay, I believe you. I choose to believe. I'm not because you told me to, but because I want to.
I was just making sure our fans knew. The one guy that's watching, which is probably Ryan. Which I'm sure
Well, he
knew.
definitely knew.
Well, I mean, other people will watch and listen to this after we're done streaming, I hope.
I'm going to be honest with you. Whenever people talk about Canada, I don't even think about like a giant country full of, I'm sure, probably lots of people. I don't think about vast wildernesses. I don't think about like, you know, mooses and shit like that. I literally only think about Rush. I mean, to me, there's, you know, it might as well be like just a big Rush flag, like over Canada, because Canada means literally nothing to me, not even a little bit, if Rush isn't there.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd be like, you know, it's just Upper Michigan.
Upper Michigan.
Upper Michigan. That to me, Canada is just Upper Michigan, where people talk funnier.
Yeah, I mean, what else came out of Canada? Mike Myers.
Oh, thank God. That's
Thanks.
what we. I'm just so glad that happened.
Actually, let's see. Rick Moranis. Yeah.
Rick Moranis is Canadian. Send him back.
Oh no.
Send it back. He's not the gatekeeper anymore.
Oh yes, Justin Bieber. He is Canadian.
Justin Bieber's fucking Canadian. I didn't know that. Wow. Well done, Canada. I'm sure they're probably not super thrilled about that. Like,
they want to export him.
I'm like, can we just make him American? Can we just like process his visa super fast?
Also, Drake. He's very much so Canadian, and he's
Drake is what?
Canadian.
I got that. What is Drake?
Only the #1 hip hop artist today. Frank
Oh yeah,
Scott.
because I totally know that.
Well, come on, you're a little tunnel visioned over there.
No, I mean I look. I like what I like. It's not him.
I find it ironic that you're speaking in the voice that I spoke as yesterday for a very southern
period of time.
Southern man.
I
when
mean,
speaking about hip hop.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, you know.
Yeah, if the shoe fits.
Yeah, I mean, if the shoe fits, you know, put a hood over it.
And on that note, we're leaving.
I'm leaving.
Well, y'all.
Oh, stop it! That was that hurt me just to hear. I wish. Can you just fucking not?
I can't.
Are you gonna do the intro? Are you gonna do the outro now?
We're gonna do the outro now. Alright, so thank you all for
Alright.
watching. Thanks.
Good job. Good job.
Listen.
You can do it. Get in there. You can do it. Take a deep breath. Focus.
We appreciate you. Shut your head. Fracking face,
Good job.
Frank.
You're just so good.
We'll catch you next time. This was fun. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. What else are we on? We have a Snapchat now. I mean,
We're on the internet, and feel free to send dick pics.
we keep asking. Nobody does it.
Like, you know, it's funny because one day we're gonna explode all over the place, and we're gonna get like a flood of dick pics.
Because they're gonna go back and watch this video. I'm like, oh, they asked for it.
We
my
talk about dick pics all the time, and I mean, like, and Snapchat, to me, from what I understand of Snapchat to be, it was designed for dick pics.
I mean, technically, yeah. But it's hot fire right now, and not for dick pics. It's for the stupid filters to make your voice sound all squirrely and stupid. Anyways, so we're on Snapchat, we're on Instagram, we're on Tumblr for some reason. I think we're everywhere, man. Just
We have a Tumblr account. I feel like I should go on Tumblr and make friends.
you should. We're also on Reddit. I stopped
You
posting on there
are-
a long time ago.
You are not interesting, and your opinion is terrible.
Signed,
Post.
the dastardly gentleman.
Signed, Neil.
You don't speak for me, but you're probably right.
Yeah. I think that we should honor all U.S. all former Confederate generals. Neil.
Also, speaking of which, hit us up on Grindr.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a sex thing.
If you haven't noticed, I was asked by somebody today, or there was a discussion by somebody today, that you need to pay money to listen to us or watch us. You don't need to, but money is welcome if you want to give it. You just hand it right over. But you don't have to.
I'll settle for a sub. Subs are fine.
You know,
just do subs.
Just pay attention to me. That's all I care
Or just
about.
just download it. I mean, like it is, like he said, it's free.
It's all free. Until we get huge, then we're gonna charge for that shit. Ha! No, I'm just kidding.
No, even then, it's still all gonna be free. We'll distribute to the people who listen. In South Africa, thank you. The people who listen in New Zealand, thank you too. There's like one of you. That's great.
No, we won't charge for it. We'll just put ads everywhere because we're sellouts.
America.
Anywho, we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching, man. I love you.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it just makes me laugh. Does this thing lock up? I think this thing locked up. I'm like, I don't know what to do now because I got locked up.
You're not my real dad.